start just standing up and go through this sequence, and eventually you'll have sage to burn. One of the things I like about burning sage is that there's a smell I then associate with doing this. So as soon as I smell sage, I automatically like kind of relax a little bit. And I'm just literally burning a little piece of dried sage. That's,
okay, are you smoking up?
no, it's like I'm getting super high.
It looks like weed.
Yeah, no, I'm like, it's the sage. It's this sage every time.
You didn't tell me there was weed involved.
You just get super stoned. So I'd like to take the leaves off the bundle because the bundle gets so lit. It's huge, and it's too. Yeah, somebody gave this one to me as a gift, and so I kind of take the leaves off the edge of it and just kind of snap one leaf, and then that's what I burn, so that I have a little more control over it, and then I burn it, and so we,
That's enough.
yeah,
That's enough for you to set the stage. Okay.
exactly, and so I smudge my arms first, and then this is just kind of what it's like, a spiral around, and once you have sage, you could do this, and then I just bring it around to my back, my front, around my left leg, and then around my other leg, and then behind. When you do this with clients, eventually you always ask, like, do you have an aversion to like the burning thing? But also, I use a feather to like brush, so I swoop away with a feather.
Okay, why do you do that?
It is kind of traditionally used to move the kind of clearing,
Clearing
and you
away
can,
from your body.
yeah, away from your body, yeah.
Away from the body. So when they use the word smudge, is that what does that actually mean? Smudging.
I believe it means just like clear.
Okay.
So it's like people that smudge a room, you'll just like clear the room using that sage.
Okay.
But you want to have some ventilation. I saw this meme the other day that was like, people that smudge with a window closed are just swirling the ghosts around in their house. I was like, that's very valid. So just, it's like the new age take on it,
Yeah.
Can't hate on it. All right. So that's something that you don't need to smudge, but it's nice. It's a nice touch, and it's helpful, period, for me. So the next thing we can do is the white bubble.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah.
So you can make your one big white bubble around you. Oh, first ground though. It seems like you're pretty grounded, but you can kind of ground down with your feet.
Yeah, I'll take my sandals off.
Oh yeah. Barefoot is great. So you can just kind of feel your feet on the ground. And then make your one white big bubble around your whole body. And then notice if you feel any sort of like gaps anywhere, you can just sort of shine your hand onto that space that might feel like there's any gap in your white bubble.
Okay.
So that you
How
feel
big is that bubble again?
it's
like,
past your fingertips, like I forget what it's called, where you're
your wingspan?
yeah, but it's like a little past that, like it's
Past the wingspan and over your head, your wingspan on top,
yeah.
and then to the front. So it's sort of like that. Okay.
You're like the man in the bubble,
Okay.
the boy in the bubble.
Boy in the bubble.
But yeah, exactly. And it goes down below the ground. So imagine it be down into the floor and
Yeah,
underneath.
below the ground. You know what? I forgot that distinction. So the bubble is below the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. And then go
Do
ahead.
you have that written in your description?
No, I just put it in.
Bubble is below the ground. Is that that? I know you mentioned it, but I can't remember reading it. Okay.
Okay. Bubble reaches below the ground. Okay. So now we start the golden pyramid up top. So the apex is above, and then drawing the sides, and then from the top down in front. And then the base right in the middle. And then the sides going down to the apex below your feet, under the ground, and then in front and back.
Yeah, and once again, that apex, that pyramid is underground, the point of that bottom one.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
I'm writing that down here. Good.
Yeah, that's a distinction for sure.
Yeah. Because that's when you're starting to play with, like, yeah, that's important.
Okay.
All right.
It's really, it's grounded. It's in the ground, and right?
And it is a testament to how much more power this is. It's not just what you see in the physical form. It's beyond that. So it's like paying respect.
Should I have my hat off?
Yeah, actually, you can take your hat off. I didn't even think of that before, but yeah, that'd be better, actually. Open up your crown. I would have told you to do that later when we were doing it on your head, but that's better. Perfect. Much more easy for you to be open. So now you're going to bend over and ask that the energy from the earth that's going to serve you for your highest good be lifted up. So asking what energy that is, and then lifting it up through the ground, all the way up, carrying it all the way up, exactly, just like Tai Chi almost, where you're lifting it up. And then imagine opening the top of your head and the white light. So you can close your eyes, imagine you have white light above you, and then imagine that white light's coming down through your whole head, down to your body, down to your feet, past your toes, into the floor, into the ground. Good, and then coming back up.
We do it, how many times do we do that?
Just once.
Okay.
And that's another thing that I always do with clients. Like, I'm like, and my energy, and like the earth energy that's for me is not always the best for the other person. Like, sometimes for me, I need water, and they're like total dirt, like ground. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or like they need more air or something. So that's an interesting distinction too, which is weird when you're just like, wait, you know? Yeah, it's cool. All right, and so now we're gonna bring the golden platform up into the whole workspace. So pulling it up under you and under the whole place that you're gonna be working.
Right, but we didn't draw that golden platform, did we?
No, the way I was taught, it was more like you just pull it up, like my hands literally, and even though it's below me or like it's on my feet, I can put my hands and just imagine there that I'm pulling it up, and then 2 fingers down to open it up to create the drain.
Okay.
Good.
So is the platform waist height?
No, it's like under your feet. It's like under your feet. Even though your hands are up here when you do it, you imagine that it's almost like the extension of your hand is able to energetically pull it under your whole foot and under the person that you're the client if you're working on a person.
Okay, gotcha. So the platform, does it start underground and you bring it above ground?
Yes.
Is that the way it works?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all these questions I have are, it's like, just pretend, obviously, let's pretend I know nothing.
Yeah.
Right? That's like, okay, gotcha. It's underground, and I raised the platform up, so it's beneath my feet, and at that point, I bore 2 holes with my index finger and my middle finger. Do you have to go clockwise? Does it matter if you go clockwise or just circles?
I always just go, one goes counterclockwise, one goes clockwise, but both clockwise. I asked the guy to no, both clockwise. Got it. So, both clockwise, yeah.
Oh, did your guy just tell you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, both clockwise.
Both clockwise.
Got it. Did you make a note of that?
Yeah. Let me both clockwise. I'm going to go back to this too. I'm highlighting it all, so I'll go back and neaten it up. Okay. And then you're going to bring the throne up. So bring.
Okay. Now, where does this throne start? Where is it?
It literally appears behind you.
Okay, it appears behind me and it's
Yeah.
sitting on the floor?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Throne's there.
Okay, it appears, it's on the floor, right?
Yep.
And then I imagine sitting on the throne.
Yes.
Gotcha, alright.
And I edited this part. Even though you're standing, imagine your energetic body is sitting on the golden throne and being fully supported. So it's like you're settling into like your king's chair. Feeling like a boss. This is a good thing to do right before important meetings too, when you're just like wanna like king up and yeah. All right. So now that we've increased it. All right, and then the next thing is to do the symbol. To do one symbol for yourself. So do the Chokure.
Yeah.
Flip it around, put it on yourself. Good.
Now, when you draw it, do you draw it at about the height of your heart?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. What you did was perfect.
okay.
Yep. And I am at the point where I just draw it literally on me. Like I don't have to draw it and then flip it. I used to draw it and then flip it, and then you just kind of figure out how to do it on yourself.
Okay, gotcha.
So now let's Reiki the space in your room. So literally, I don't know where you're supposed to start, what corner, but just kind of, connect with one of the corners of your room or one of the corners of your area that your desk is at, and just go to that place and draw one symbol. So draw the Chokure and then hold it your hand, almost like you're stamping it. So you draw it and then stamp it. So do it on the corner here, on the corner here, and then the corner behind you, and then the corner behind you.
Okay, so you're going to draw the Chokure on four corners.
Yes. So that.
After you draw it, and then you tell it to hold.
Yes. It's like you're in with the intention that you want to, and putting out the intention that this Reiki energy and this symbol is clearing and opening this space and creating a structure for me to work.
Okay, do I have to turn around the symbol?
Nope.
Or can I just draw it?
It's super easy. This one's just super easy. You just literally draw it and then push it there. Yes. Okay.
I've done that.
Yeah, you have. This is another life hack that I'm typing down. So this is one of my favorites. If you're going to have a group of people in a room that you want to be...
Is it a secret? Is it a secret?
Yeah, this is one of those things where I don't tell many people this.
Okay, this is a secret then.
This is a secret.
I'm listening.
I don't tell a lot of people this because it's a little bit manipulative, but in a good way.
Okay.
When I'm in a place where I want to have power and I am a little bit nervous about the situation and I'm able to access the room before the other people, I always put the Reiki symbols in the corners.
Right.
And it is nuts. Saying I did this one time at the prison on a set of bleachers. I was like, I just need this whole area to just be super clear and super safe and healthy. There was like weird energy in the prison. I think that there was some sort of tension and I could feel it. And I was like, that shit's not coming into the gym. I'm not dealing with a fight. Like, that's not happening. These teenagers filed in, lined up, sitting on those bleachers. I stood there like, oh my God. It was like they just were like magnetized to that area. They don't usually all sit there. And then one of the other kids comes in and goes like, what the fuck are you guys doing? All meditating? And they were like, yeah, I don't know. And then they just got up. I was like, oh my God. And that was one of those moments where I was like, let me just see if this works. And then, yeah. So just have your follow-up plan for when you have everybody sitting on the bleachers ready to listen to you, because you know,
That is very cool.
yeah.
So basically, you did the same process of what do you call this process? Like clearing the room?
Clearing the room, yeah. Reiki and Reikiing the space. I just call it, like, I say I Reiki the space.
You Reiki the space.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was awesome. And it just makes it feel safer, calmer, more clear. And it's coming from a place of love. If you have your intention as being like love-based, you're good.
Yeah. Is that written down in your notes?
I just wrote it down and I'm going to add it to...
Reiki the space. Okay.
It's going to be under like under Gooch's secrets.
Part of the room. Coming, and also put down the intention is coming from a place of love, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you don't want to have it come from a place of fear.
Yeah, or anger, or controlling, or
Yeah.
like any of those other emotions, right?
Because if you're true, because like in my situation, if you wanted to like either have some control, like I want to have some sort of fluidity and balance in that facility, like I need to have some power, but it comes from a place of love. So I set that space up. But it's like when you have access to a room before people come into it, you're able to shift the energy of the room. When I was a teacher, people would come into my room and be like, God, your room's so calming every time I come in here. That was, you know, you realize that you're doing this stuff.
Right. Like, can you do this with a large auditorium? You think?
Oh yeah, I'm sure you could.
Right, gotcha.
I haven't done it with an auditorium yet. I've done it with people in an auditorium, and I've helped.
Can you do it, like, let's say you were in a larger than normal room.
Mm-hmm.
Would you stand in the middle of that room and Reiki the room?
I would probably go to each corner. I'd probably walk to each corner. I'll write this down too. I would walk to bigger rooms, walk to each corner.
Walk to each corner and Reiki the corner,
Mm-hmm.
each corner of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay.
I know you say I always light up from this stuff, but it's very exciting to share this stuff with somebody, and like it's cool because it's like super powerful, and I'm so used to doing it now all the time that I just kind of am like, this is just what it's like another toolkit. It's like all of a sudden when you have a new tool that you can't like imagine anybody not having this tool as like their thing, but you know.
I believe you. It is a powerful tool, right? Like I've witnessed it, I've felt it.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked to other people that have.
Yeah, it's
cool. Yeah.
It's exciting, and it's nice. It's a nice when you have it to combine with everything else you do in your work, and you realize that you're able to have a tool to work with the area that you can't necessarily see. So.
Yeah. Now, just another question on this is: when I go on a Zoom call, can I Reiki the Zoom call? Like,
Yeah.
Imagine Reikiing their rooms or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So one thing I do now is when I send an email that I want to like have a good result, I'll just literally do the Choku-rei symbol and put the symbol out right when I send the email. Like I send the email or right before I send the email, I'll like just Choku-rei the email and then send it. But I'm also going to teach you the distance symbol. So this is the symbol that allows me to do distant Reiki healing. And with the Zoom calls, if you can like literally send Reiki to those people that are on your Zoom call through the Reiki symbol.
Now, do I have to do that? If I were to do that,
Mm-hmm.
do I do that while the Zoom call is on or prior to?
It's easier to do it prior to.
Okay.
But
Okay. And just imagine me sending that Choku-rei to them.
plus Hanaze, it's called Hanaze Shozen, which is another symbol I'm going to teach you. So there's two other symbols that you're going to get, but Hon Shaze Shonen, that's how you say it. Hanaze Shonen. that will transcend time and space and allow you to send that Reiki to the other people.
Okay.
So what happens is, what I would do if I were you is use that symbol before the call, and then when you're actually on the call, you can just do a little choku rei. Like, you don't even have to do it so they see your hand, because you could do it
Just do it below my waist.
off the camera.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Literally, I have a yoga client where I'll do it to him sometimes, and I'll put my hand off the camera because he'll just be like, "What are you doing?" It's like, I've done Reiki on him, and he's like, "All right, whatever." But I'll do Reiki on him at the end of the class, and as soon as I do it, he just goes,
Wow.
yeah. I'm like, okay, it worked.
Okay, so you do the choku rei, and then you put your hand on the camera?
No, I just do it on the side. I just do it off to the
Okay,
side.
on the side, okay.
And so at that point, like, this is a person that I meet, once, twice a week. So I don't even end up doing the distance symbol. I end up I'm talking to them the whole time. And then at the end of the class, it works better when I do the distance symbol, for sure. I do the distance symbol, and then I do the choku rei. So the distance symbol almost is like the tubing, like the connecting tube.
Gotcha.
And then the choku rei is what you could send through the tube.
Okay, gotcha. So you had review, meet guides, next symbol, self-treatment. Okay, so we're still on the review part.
Yeah, we're
right?
still, yeah, but we're done. We just finished the review. So now let's do,
So you had meet guides as number 2,
Yeah.
and then next symbol. It doesn't matter to me. Did you want to
We're gonna
the
meet-
next symbol?
no, I want you to meet your guides. I want you to meet your guides because I think
Oh,
that,
that's so exciting.
I know. Okay, so you can take it's like a guided meditation. So you can take a
Is
seat.
there more than one guide, or is it just one?
There's multiple guides that you're gonna end up seeing, but then there's gonna be one in particular that's like your main homie. That's like your homie that's gonna be with you always.
So is that okay?
And that's the main voice that you're gonna be able to connect to, because you have like spiritual, like light workers, and guides, spiritual guides and light workers, and there's angels. But then there's like a team, and then there's the one main guide whose voice that you're going to connect with.
Okay.
All right? So, you're going to take it, basically it's guided meditation. So you can close your eyes and get comfortable. You can let your hands be on your lap. You can have your palms facing up. So palms facing up on your lap, and then long spine and closing your eyes. And just breathing through your nose, relaxing your jaw. And I'm just going to do the symbol on you. There we go. And feel your feet on the ground. Now, imagine that you have roots growing out of your feet, and those roots are going down into the floor, into the foundation of the house that you're in. Those roots are extending down into the earth, all the way down, far, far in, all the way to the center of the earth, going through all these different layers. And finally gets to the center of the earth. And instead of being what we know is in the center of the earth, on the way there, the roots find these massive crystals. There's this world of these huge crystals, and the roots are guided to begin wrapping themselves around the massive crystals. And the roots wrap around once, tightly, and then a second time, and then a third time. And after that third time, the energy from the crystal that's charged by Mother Nature, that energy starts coming into the roots. lighting up the roots. The energy comes up into and travels up through the roots. As the roots continue, you go all the way up. The energy comes up through the dirt, through the layers of the earth, and then that energy comes up into your feet. It comes all the way through the ground into your feet, and then that energy travels up through your body, through your legs, into your hips, into your seat, into your belly, and into your chest. The energy expands out through your arms, down your fingertips, through your palms of your hand, and then through your neck, through your head, through your third eye, and then opening at the top of your head through your crown chakra, and that energy comes out through the top of your head, connecting to the sky. Taking a moment here to just feel the energy from the earth traveling through your whole body, supporting you while simultaneously connecting you to Father Sky. Now, can you bring your awareness to the space above your heart? So hovering right above your heart. And now going deeper into your heart. Imagine that you have this heart space instead of just the heart that we know is there anatomically. Imagine that that energy is instead what it is right there. So that it's like a ball of energy. And then you go into that ball of energy. So a small version of yourself walks into that energy, into that space. And in your heart, you begin to look around and seeing what's there, what you like, maybe what you don't want, what you want to change, and then allow yourself to make it into the place that you want to be. And then what appears to be a channel, you find this like two-place channel that you're able to go through. And so you enter into this channel, out this tube, and get pulled in through this channel and then out into an ocean. And you come out into this ocean that's infinite and vast, beautiful blue ocean. And then you get onto a boat. There appears a boat for you to get onto. So you're given this boat. And you're on the boat that is moving through this ocean. And it appears as if there's almost glitter on the water. It's so sparkly as the sun beats down. You feel a breeze, the warm sun on your face and your arms. And while you're not sure exactly where you're going, you know that you can trust that you're being pulled to the right direction. And then in the distance, there is an island that appears. So you pull your boat into the dock near the island, stepping out of the boat and onto the sand, your bare feet stepping onto the wet sand. And when you get further into the island, you start to see these crystals, the same ones that were underneath and inside the earth. And you take another turn and there's trees, but there's also even bigger crystals. And it's like a massive island filled with all different colors of crystals, shining and shimmering in the light, deflecting and refracting the light. And you notice there's a slight path that's already been paved for you with stones. So you continue on this path, again, unsure of where you're going, but trusting that you're being guided. And then finally you get to a palace with big golden pillars. And out from the palace, from the inside, your light workers, your angels, and spiritual guides come out. They come out from the palace, they come out from around the back. They're wearing white robes, also barefoot, and they're so happy to see you. They're there to greet you. And in one of their hands is a white robe. And that is your main guide. And that guide greets you warmly, as if it's been waiting for you your whole life. And the guide asks you to turn around so that the guide can put the robe onto your back, wrapping you. And you feel it enclose your whole body, and it feels like absolute royalty. You feel it through your whole body, feeling empowered and strong, and knowing it's yours. And you turn back around, and the guides draw the symbols of the Chokurei, the Seihiki, which is another symbol, and the Hanaze Shozen. And you know that you are being given these symbols to use to heal yourself and help heal the world. You give each other a warm embrace. You connect and acknowledge all of the other spirit guides and the angels that are there as well, celebrating your arrival to this crystal island. You bring your palms together, you greet and say goodbye to all of your spirit guides and your angels that are there. And they thank you in advance for all of the work that you're going to do with these symbols and this power. You turn around and you walk back along the path, coming back towards your boat, which is now more radiant than before. Wearing your robe, you climb into your boat. It pushes off from the dock, and you begin to sail back towards where you came from. Prepare to use these symbols to share with others. And so the guides, you look back at the island, and the guides and the spirit guides, the angels, the light workers, they're all waving excitedly. And you know that at any given point, you can reconnect to them just by asking them to come. So as your boat moves farther and farther away from the island, it begins to disappear off into the distance. And you're yet again on the ocean, surrounded by water, seemingly covered with glitter from the sparkling reflection of light on the surface. You notice that there's life underneath the ocean, colorful fish and animals, that all of which have Reiki inside of them, all of which have energy that allows them to move through this world. And then you find the opening to that channel, again, the opening to the tube, and you come out of the boat, go into the channel, all the way through the tube, back into your heart, coming back into your physical body of Sangkin. And then coming back into your heart, knowing that you have the robe and the symbols. And the ability to use this Reiki energy on yourself to heal and for others. And then you can gently take a deep breath in and let it go. Good. And you can open your eyes and bring your palms together and seal that meditation. There you go. And now if you can imagine that same guide who hooked you up with that robe, imagine that that guide is by you. So even though the guide is still on the island, it's actually right by your side anytime you want to connect. you feel?
Feel pretty relaxed.
Good. All right, now I'm going to give you the other symbol. There's two other symbols. All right, let me just get a sip of water here. Okay. All right, so the Seheki, if you scroll down past the Chokure symbol,
Got it.
the next one is Seheki. So the Seheki symbol is more like mental, emotional balance, the idea of things coming together and also bringing to surface things that need healing.
Mm-hmm. You know what it looks like
What?
to me?
What?
It looks like the sum. You know, in math, sum, and then it's connected to a 5.
Yeah.
Sum of 5. The sum of 5, and then you got a B, right?
Yeah.
Or it looks like an animated man looking down at his feet.
Where are the
You
feet?
see, the feet. Well, you know, if you look down, if you stand up and you look down, you just so you have a little bit of a belly, and then you can look down at your toes.
Oh, yeah.
That's the view. That's the view,
That's true.
right?
Yeah.
So I actually. Yeah, I got it.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Nice. So that's it. So it's that 1, 2. So when I cool. So I always start with the Chokure and then the Seheki.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and actually, even simpler. It's like a triangle and then the 5,
Yeah.
right?
It's like a triangle. It's like a zigzag and then the 5. But you're right. The 5. You're right. It's a triangle and then the 5. But that first part of the 5 is still a little bit on a diagonal.
Yeah, and it goes down and then okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then there's 2 half circles which are heavier on the top than the bottom.
Yes. Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
I got it.
So I'm gonna and that like part of that was the initiation was you getting that meditation to like meet your guides on the island, the Crystal Island. But then now I'm gonna give them to you again. We're gonna do the same thing that we did last time, where I put them in your hands and you put one hand here, and we do that 4 times. So you're gonna.
Do you put your right hand first, then your left hand, or is it left first? Does it matter? It's a left.
Left.
Oh, left, right.
Left first, then right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it matter?
Probably, but probably not. I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay, I'll just do what you're doing. You're
Okay.
going left, right.
Yeah.
Seems to be working for you, so
Yeah.
do what you're doing.
Yeah. If I'm getting Botox out of this, it's working.
You're getting Botox.
No, I said I'm saying like if it's working for me, like I feel like
Yeah.
literally people have asked me like, did you get Botox? I'm like, no, I do Reiki. But yeah, it's just cool. You have it inside of you, so it's amplifying what you already have, and it's helping you remember what you already have. You already have this, and that's why I kept getting those messages every time I did Reiki with you. It was like, just give this to Sang because he's ready for it. He knows.
Yeah, I got it.
Cool. All right. So now that you know the symbol, I want to like officially attune you. So you can bring your palms together, let your fingertips touch. You can close your eyes. Good. And I'm going to stand up, but you can stay seated. Okay. So you keep your hands. Yep. And I'm going to take a few breaths, and then I'll let you know when to open your hands. Good. Now open your hands up, Sang. Open your palms. Good. Take your left hand, place it on your right hand, your right shoulder.
I feel a little bit heavier. It feels like I've got something. It's weird.
I gave it to you.
Yeah, when you blew it, I felt some kind of tingling sensation. Like, holy jeez.
Dude, it's nuts. I know. All right, hold your hands here. Okay, take a moment here. Close your eyes. Good, and then bring your palms back together to touch. Palms, just palms touching each other in front of you. Good, fingertips touching, holding here. And then go ahead and open your hands, palms lifted. Good. Now take your left hand onto your shoulder, right hand onto your shoulder. Good.
Yeah, it's the same sensation.
Yeah. Good. Good. It's working. And at any given point, you can, in this too, like connect to your guides. And if you don't hear them or hear him or her, like it's fine. Just start just sort of asking, like, you know, and you'll start to hear it.
How do you ask?
With my mind, I'm just like, where are you? Like, are you there?
Okay, where are you?
There. You'll maybe the next symbol. I'm going to give you your third symbol too. So maybe in the third symbol, you'll start to hear them. All right, bring your palms back together again. Palms touching, good. And then open up your hands, open up your palms towards the ceiling. Good, and then place the left hand on your shoulder, right hand on your shoulder.
That one felt heavier.
Mm-hmm. Good. And then one more time, bring your palms together to touch. And then, hold on. Good, open your palms up. Good, take your left hand onto your shoulder, right hand onto your shoulder. I think that was our third, so I'll give it to you one more time. Good. Good. Okay. And then bring your palms together to touch one more time. Fingertips touching, focusing on that focal point of your fingertips. And then open your palms up, facing the ceiling. Good, and then bring your left hand to your shoulder, right hand to your shoulder. Good, and then you can make the symbol yourself. So do it one more time now in your air. Take your 2 fingers, your 2-piece fingers, and then you can make the symbol of the Seiheki in the air. Boom.
And then do I do anything with it?
No, you could just have it right there. You can turn it around and put it on you. Actually, yeah, put it on. Where do you want to Seiheki? Where would you want where do you want more healing in your body?
Okay, right in my heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. So that's your jam. It's like, the Seiheki is like the sweet one.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Nice energy.
Mm-hmm.
Very relaxing.
The Seiheki is like the smell of fresh flowers, or like, it's like the softness, you know? All right, do you have one more symbol? You have it in you to get your last symbol for the attunement?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sure. I'm on a roll.
Yeah.
It was really easy.
Yeah, because you've done this before. This is not your first. I mean, this is maybe your first time in this lifetime doing it, but you've done this.
You know what? When you just said that, I heard something saying, "Yes, you've done this."
See, they're fucking there.
It wasn't even a voice. It was just like a nanosecond thought. Something said, you've done this. You've done this. You've done this.
Yeah.
That was so. It wasn't like I was waiting for a voice. It was just more of a.
Yeah, it's.
It's not. I was waiting for a voice, but it wasn't a voice. It was just like a thought, or like it just happened so quickly, like in a.
Yes.
It was a feeling of. This is weird. I feel like I've done this before lots of times. Right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Is that the guys, you think?
There is a little, like, my guides, I feel like, and it took me a while to sort of get the clarity around that. I was having the same exact conversation with my Reiki teacher, being like, well, how do I know what they're saying? And then you start to be like, wait a second, was that the guides? And then they're kind of funny. Like, they're kind of funny. They like they're almost like, they're playful.
Okay,
Total jokesters. They're just like, nothing serious. Like,
yeah, you know what I was gonna say, but I didn't think it was right. It was like, you've already done this before, you idiot. It was kind of like one of those, and I kind of went, don't call me an idiot. I know I've done this before. What are you talking about? Why are you calling me an idiot?
That's them. That's them. There's
Is that their playfulness?
Yes, there is a.
I thought that was kind of weird. I thought.
Yeah.
It was just one of those.
There's a definite. That's awesome. There's a definite playfulness with them, and they are.
Okay.
Which is really helpful when, like, you get in your head and super cerebral and you're stressed out about things, and then all of a sudden you tap into them and they're just like straight chilling, having a good time, waiting for you to ask for some guidance. And then they can remind you, sort of, and then once they are able to, like, kind of relax you for a minute, you're able to then conduct yourself in a way that's actually for your highest good. Because you remember too, you're connected to the spiritual world, and like, this body is just here for a little bit anyway. So it's like, why are you stressing?
Yeah.
You know?
That makes sense.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. They're,
Yeah, that was it. that's a weird feeling. Yeah.
Oops. Yeah, they're fun. That's funny that I said it at the same time too. But that was a known thing. I kind of knew that. I had gotten that message the days before we started this. Because I was like, I don't know, like I haven't done this, you know, technically in a little while, or like I haven't done it one-on-one with a person. And it was like, Sang has done this many times before. You got this. Like, he is very familiar. You're not teaching him anything that he's not done.
Yeah, like these symbols,
Mm-hmm.
it was just like, it's like this. Like, literally, like I could close my eyes and see the symbols. I could, you know, it's really neat. Yeah, I don't know what that it's all about, but it's exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's already there.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, personally, this symbol's like, this one took me a while to like learn, but then now that I do it, it's really fun because it literally helps you like transcend time and space. And
yeah, it's, these are Japanese characters,
yeah.
right?
Yep.
And Japanese characters are very similar to Korean characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know the Korean alphabet because I really haven't practiced, but I looked at that. Yeah, it does. It looks like, it's very similar to the Korean symbols.
That's nice. A little
Yeah,
familiarity.
like I've already counted into 3, so it's like a man. No, actually, it's a woman doing like a stride jump.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? And the cross is female, right? If it was pointed with an arrow, that would be male,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's a female, right,
Mm-hmm.
doing this,
Mm-hmm.
right? Right?
Yep.
And this middle symbol, it's sort of like, you got the horizon. It could be like water and the mountain coming up from the water.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then you have this person here, that's here, but the head's on the side.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See that?
Mm-hmm.
The head's on the side,
Yep.
right? Right? So you have that, and then you got a line here, and a line between the legs, right?
Yep.
So there's 3 chunks to that, right? Hong, Sha, Zi, Shou, Nen.
Yep.
And then you've got the third piece. It looks like a person's head, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're leaning over. It's like a yoga stretch, right? And then
Yeah.
one leg is up, one leg is curled, and their head's down.
Yeah. There we go. All right.
And then there's a specific sequence to it, right?
Yeah, there's a certain order to it.
2, 3, 4, 5. That's the hum. Okay.
So
Mountain.
so you do.
Okay, 6, 7. Yeah. 8,
Mhm.
9, 10, 11. 12. Okay, 12. Okay, where's 11?
You know, actually, the diagram on the there.
Oh, I see 11. 11 is sort of like a mouth, the head. 11. Okay, 12. The arms. 13. The body. 14 is sort of like another arm. 15 down. 16's a leg. 17's a leg. 18 between the legs. 19 is a J,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
20 is the other arm, and then 21 is part of the head. 22 is the other side of the head,
Mm-hmm.
and that's an N. Hong, Sha, Zi, Shou, Nen.
You know what though, Sang? I just realized that the one on the left, this structure on the left, there's one different part there's one part that's wrong. The 8, 9, 10, that little box that like represents is like the head. It should be underneath that 12th line. So the way I was taught, and I don't know, maybe it could be done this way too.
Let's see, 6, 7.
Then do 12. The way I always do it is then do 12 and then the box underneath. 6, 7. Wait.
Yeah, you see.
Oh, actually no, Sang. This is right. I'm sorry. It wasn't wrong. The box, it just in the geometric one, the box is not connected to that line, to number 7. Do you see how that box is not connected to number 7?
Yeah, I see that.
In your mind, have it connect. That's all that's wrong.
Yeah. If you want to do it in the calligraphy characters, right? It's
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'll put in the right way to do it in like a drawing that's labeled. But that's close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
6.
Yeah. Actually, I've got. Actually, you know what? In Korean,
Mm-hmm.
the middle, it's almost like Kim.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, Kim in Korean, like, so it's Kim. So, yeah, so it's Kim Sung
Mm-hmm.